Hi, my name is Amoy. I am a Christian. I'm a child of God. Um, I am starting this channel to join the community of individuals on social media who are trying to bring more knowledge and understanding to God for others. I pray that this video reaches the right person and they're able to relate and it piques their interest in the Lord. I am a servant of God. I believe in being led by the Lord. I believe in everything that He stands for. His sacrifice for my sins. You know, He has done so much for me. Like if I was to sit here and try to explain everything to you, I don't think the video can go that long. But just to give you a little background story about me, I grew up as a child who loved church. I started with my grandmother in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and when I would go see my mother in Jamaica, because I was born in Jamaica, um, I would find a church, and the church was a Sunday church. So when I was in Jamaica, I was going to church on Sunday. When I was in America, I went to church on Saturday. To me, I just wanted Jesus. I wanted to dwell in His presence and His comfort, be around His people, be around His presence. I didn't really consider the importance of what day the church was on. As long as I was in the presence of the Lord, it didn't matter to me. So that was so that's but that was me as a child. But as I got older, I think I reached teenage years, my family relocated. My mom came to America, my family relocated, and then my grandmother got ill. So I stopped going to the Seventh-day Adventist church we were going to, and I wasn't going to church at all. I actually didn't start going back to church until I got baptized in 2019. And for the years that I was not in church, I was out living, doing the things of the world. I partied, I drank, I did a lot of things. But after a while, I got tired of it. Tired of the people that I was dealing with, having to deal with. Tired of, when I had to deal with my ex, because he wasn't the best. Like, he wasn't the best at all. He was, because he had some downfalls, but then there was some good qualities about him, which are all of us. But his downfalls were beginning to become unbearable. I'm gonna put it that way. And but I was staying with him at the time. This is fast forwarding years. I'm bringing you up to when I got baptized. And one day when I was in his house, I think we had an argument the day before, so it was like awkward vibes in the house. I found the Bible. Where the Bible came from, I don't know. And we've been to 4 different locations, and I've never seen this Bible. But that particular day, I picked it up and I started reading it. After I started reading it, things started shifting, and me and him broke up. I moved out. I was staying at this place where this lady, Miss Freeman, helped me to stay. And I wanted better for myself. I wanted to live a different life. I had been a night manager. I worked at so many different jobs. So I was always working. From I was like 16 or 15, I never stopped working. I was always working. But I wanted something more concrete, because I felt like those jobs that I was working, like, they weren't like secure, because at any time they can fire you. So I wanted something more secure. So I was aiming to get a certification. So I went and applied to this program that they had at the time. I don't know if they still have it, where I would where if I got approved, I would pick a trade school, and then they'll pay for me to go to the trade school. They'll also give me unemployment while I'm in the trade school. So I applied and I got, I got approval. I chose Essex County College, went, looked at it, spoke with the front desk lady and I think another staff member. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to come here. No, when I was leaving, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to come here. I have two other schools to look at. And lady was like, you're going to come here. And I was like, how do you know? It's like, you're going to be here. She was right because for some reason the time I had set up to go look at the other schools, it didn't work out. So then I just chose Essex County and that was it. So I had to go through this period of waiting to start the school. And when I went through that period, so much happened. My uncle passed away. The place I was staying at, I don't know, everyone just started turning against me. It was just a whole bunch of things happening at once where it was really pressing heavily on me. It felt like a heavy weight was on me. It's like I was stuck having to deal with the situation. There was no way out. And then one night, I was sitting on the porch where I was staying at, and I was looking up to the sky, and I was like, "Why am I living like this? Is this how I'm supposed to live? Is this what my life is gonna be? Is this what it is?" So then I looked up to the sky, and I was like, "Lord, if this is the life that you want me to live, I'll live it. But if it's not, help me." The next day, I went because I started going to school. The next day, I went to school. I was walking and as I was on the elevator to go upstairs, I heard something tell me to tell them what you're going through. And I hesitated because I'm not one to just blurt my business out like that. But I kept hearing it and it felt heavy on me to the point where when I went to the front desk, I couldn't leave. Like I was at the front desk and I could not move. Like I was supposed to move and walk past the front desk to go to my car, but I couldn't walk away. So then I finally looked at the lady. She's like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "You can tell me what's going on," because it was a fight in me to open my mouth and tell her what was going on. And then finally, with tears, I told her what was going on, and she was like, "Okay, I have the perfect person for you." So then that's where I met Dr. McClimate. And she was like, tell me what's going on. So then I, vented to her, told her what was going on. And she said, I'm going to help you. Fast forwarding to after some attempts from her and her colleague, they were able to help me to find a room to rent during the period that I was going to school. And I was able to use my, unemployment to pay the rent. Like the lady was only charging me $100 a week. So it was nice and cozy. It was nice. And then leading up to January 2019, one day Dr. McClimate was like, "You should come to church." And I was like, "Okay." And then when I said okay, it's like something was like heavy on me. Like I have to make it. I can't make anything stop me. I just have to be there. And so many attempts for me not to go on that day happened. So many times leading up to it. So many things to the point where I got cursed out, I got yelled at, I got all this stuff just because I said I'm going to church on that Sunday. And I sure did go to that church on Sunday. When I went to that church, I was on fire. I couldn't sit down. I was just crying and bawling. And then the pastor preached and he preaches, it's almost going home time. You should give your life to the Lord. Come on home. And then after that, they did the altar call. And when they did the altar call, I went up. They asked me if I wanted to be baptized, and I said yes. And I went to get baptized. And then that's where it started. I have a lot of help from Dr. McClimate. She helped me a lot when it came on to like getting a job and getting a place to stay and clothes to wear and stuff like that for church and stuff like that, and helping me through that transitional period. She helped me a lot. She did. And then there came a time when I had to go through the process myself, and because the only person I can depend on is the Lord. So there was that time when I had to go through the process of by myself and like get to know the Lord alone and develop the ways that He needed me to develop. So He helped me get over anger because I used to be very angry. I used to always have to do things on my own, so I always used to make like 4 plans, plans A, B, C, and D. One of them always had to work out. And coming to Christ, I had to learn that He's the problem solver and He's the way maker. He's a professional at making a way when there is no way. So it took me a while to become dependent on Him, where I will bring my problems to Him and say, Lord, so and so is happening. I need your help. Whatever your will is, let it be done. And then just waiting on His help to manifest in some way, and it has helped me a lot because it has brought me to realize that the only reason why some people consider the walk with Christ hard is because we have preconceived notions on our preferences, on how life should go and how everything should work out. But the way how the Lord works is challenges the standards and the notion of how things work in the world. If we judge Him based on how the things work in the world and operate, we will never understand, and then it will always be hard. We have to let go and let God, because what I realize is all of His blessings are earned. So we'll go through the process of developing the strength and the qualities we need to in order to maintain the blessings. And then once we get the blessing, it's ours to keep. No one can take it from us. This is why it says whatever the Lord has for you is for you and no one can take it, because you went through that process. You went through that process. You came out victorious. You did what the Lord had you do, and you got it now. So nobody can take it from you if you went through the process and you earned it. But again, it took me a while to get there because of the life that I was living prior to, and I was living that life for years. But one thing I love about the Lord is that He's very patient and understanding. So even though I was a bit stubborn, I wasn't a bit. I was stubborn. I was stubborn, and he was super patient, and he sent me help from the sanctuary, of course, but he was super patient with me and understanding and worked with me. He could have, there's such a thing as turning us over to a reprobate mind, meaning that He'll just release you to do and get what you want more than Him. But He didn't give up on me. He kept working on me. And I'm very grateful for that. And after all those processes, I am now at the place where I trust the Lord more than I trust anything in this world. I trust the Lord more than I trust this chair. I trust the Lord more than I trust this building, my apartment building. I trust the Lord more than I trust my glasses. I feel way more secure in Him. I feel way more happier in Him, loved, appreciated, because for example, I seek the Lord. I like to pray, and no, I'm gonna use this one. So I have a little prayer book where I always write down my prayers, and there was one day that I had missed like a whole day of doing it, and I felt so like I felt like something was missing. Not something was missing. I felt like I forgot to do something. Like I felt like I forgot to do that. I need to do it now. And that's when I realized that the Lord valued the time that I spent with Him when I write those prayers in that book. The Lord values the time that I spend with Him when I give Him my attention, when we get to communicate through prayer, when I get to know Him through His Word and come closer to Him. He values that. He values our relationship. He's like a father to me. He gives me the type of love that it really does surpass all understanding, because it's the type of love that's willing to sacrifice all just for me. God is so good. I'm very grateful for all that He has brought me through. I'm very grateful for what He's currently doing in my life and what He has done. I had prayed to him and asked the Lord a while back. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. I prayed and I said, Lord, surround my life with everything that came from you. And I can sit here and say that everything I have in my life right now is because of God, my job, everything, my apartment, my child, everything, my vehicle, is the Lord made a way for me to get it. I'm very grateful, and I want to encourage someone. Once you get to that place where you just yield and just say, okay, Lord, have your way, and just allow him to work, it becomes more easier. And I get to enjoy life more than if I was in the world partying, drinking, smoking, having intimacy, and with, it's way more fun. It's way more enjoyable. You see the value in life. Back then, one thing that came to my mind, when I first got saved and I had my first day off, I was like, I'm gonna do something fun. And then I realized that the stuff that I knew was fun, I couldn't do no more. And then I realized, how did I really know that I enjoyed anything when I wasn't sober? So it's like I was getting to know myself all over again. Because I used to smoke, and I used to drink, and I used to party. And I was not sober all the time. And it wasn't until I came to Christ and I was like, I'm gonna put these things behind me, that I really now know what I like to do, what I can do for fun that doesn't involve those things. Because life doesn't revolve around those things. There's so much more to life, so much more to life that we can enjoy, that we can bask in, I find even just going to the park and looking at the beautiful flowers and just, enjoyable. But that's just me being transparent. I wanted to make my first video with as being as transparent as I can. And I pray that again this video finds the right individual and it encourages someone's heart today and opens up their understanding to something new. Again, I am a child of God, and I will be seeking the Lord as to how he would like me to go about these videos and what to do. So I pray that you all have a good night. It is late, but I just want to do this because I couldn't sleep until it was done. So I did it. Yay me. So now, let's see what the Lord has in store for you and I. Have a good night.